Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, and welcome again to another session of the Passive Income Show with Carl D. And tonight we have a very special show kasi we don't have a guest speaker, but we have a presentation later from Ayala Lands Avida. So tonight the show will be two parts. One part will be me answering some commonly asked questions ng ating mga audience and followers. Let me share my screen, no? Oh, but before I share my screen, hello to everybody watching on the live. Can you go to the comment box and just say, hello, Carl D. Hello, where are you watching from? Or just how you got to find, how did you get here to the show? So we have a lot of people slowly coming in. I can see them come in. So we're gonna let the people come in first. Hello. Hello, everybody. Just say hi in the chat room so I get to acknowledge you and shout out. So tonight is a special session kasi we are going to talk about 4 mistakes to avoid when buying your property. And I believe that, hello, Jimlyn Almenia from San Pedro, Laguna. Yes, hello, hello. Tonight, we're going to talk about a topic na very important, I think, for everybody in your property journey. We're going to talk about 4 mistakes to avoid. You know, for the next 15 minutes, the first half of the show, I'm not going to tell you how good property is. I'm not going to tell you all the good things about property. I'm going to tell you all the possible mistakes that you can do and how to avoid it. Hello, Leah, Austria. Hello, where are you watching from, Leah? Mukhang galing kang ibang bansa from the profile pic. So tonight, we're gonna talk about 4 mistakes na I wanna share to all the starter investors. So I have a lot of mga young followers from TikTok and they're asking me, Sir Carl, ano bang mga dapat kong gawin? Okay ba ang property? And I think the best way to guide you guys is to tell you the mistakes that you should avoid. Okay ba? If you like to hear the 4 mistakes to avoid, go to the chat box and type 4 mistakes para alam ko na game na kayo. Hello, Terence Mendoza watching from Santa Rosa. Hello, Jeffrey Las Marias watching from Dumaguete, Negros Oriental. Grabe. Ang layo ng reach natin. And once in a while we have viewers, sometimes sa recording. Hello din pala sa lahat ng watching sa recording to UAE. We have audience from Australia. We have audience from Taiwan, from Southeast Asia, Singapore. Hello, Mark Dennis from Batangas. Hello, hello. We're gonna make this really light. For those following my show, alam mo na we always have a VIP guest na ini-interview natin. But for this special show, it's mostly ako on the first part, answering your commonly asked questions. Yes, Leia Austria from Tagaytay City. So without further ado, let me share my screen and let's start with the 4 mistakes that you should avoid when buying property as a newbie. Ayan, nag-share na ako ng screen. It will affect soon. So guys, the chat box is open. Feel free to keep me company. Feel free to interact with me. I can see all the comments. So let's begin. There you go. 4 mistakes to avoid this 2021. Love your intro video, Nuvali. Shout out to Sam Hakoba. I love the video, Sam. And I don't know how you did it, but it's super high quality. So tonight's show is 2 parts. One part is me teaching all the newbies what mistakes to avoid. Na-realize ko kasi as I learn things, like ako, I try to learn mga stock market. I have Marvin Guillermo and sila Randall as my mentor. More than what I want to learn or what's the good thing, I want to hear kung ano yung mga wag kong gagawin. Agree? Diba? Okay, let me click hide. Okay, thank you, Sean, for that. So let's start. 4 mistakes to avoid. Number 1, it's financially not being ready. So number 1, take note of that. Number 2, not studying the cons. Meaning you only hear about the good things, but you don't hear about the bad things. Tonight, I'm gonna teach you all about the bad things of property. Okay ba kayo dyan? Diba? Saka makarinig ng tao na ang pinag-uusapan ay all the bad things. Diba? And if you're watching sa recording, please feel free to comment if you enjoyed this or what you learned. I will still see your comments after the show. Okay, number 3, not asking the right questions. You know, ang dami kong lumalapit sa akin and say, Sir Carl, I'm in this problematic situation right now. Kasi si ganun, hindi niya sinabi. Kasi agent ko, hindi niya sinabi. Kasi si ganun, developer, ginaya niya ako. But I want to advise you, 'di ba, na you cannot control everybody outside your circle, or I mean, you cannot control everybody, I mean, anybody except yourself. So I want to guide you on how to ask the right questions. And number 4 will be walang follow-up execution, which I will also discuss in a bit. So just 4. I don't want it to be 20. I don't want it to be 15. I just want it 4 para very clear ang takeaway niyo for today. Alright, game na ba kayo? Can you type game na? Diba? Let's see. Alright, so yep. Number 1 is financially not being ready. There are many people who come to me and they are in a problematic situation. They tell me, Sir Carl, ang pangit naman ng property investment. Kala ko ba maganda yan? Bakit ako, I'm in a problematic situation right now? Number 1, because financially, hindi pa enough yung excess money mo. I want to share with everybody na property, alam mo, nung unang panahon, I remember my lola, they would buy property when they're 40 plus years old. Some even 50 years old above. Pag nakaipon na sila, bago sila nag-i-invest ng property. Lately, ang mga Generation X and Generation Z, masyado nagmamadali, konti pa lang yung ipon nila, they jump into property na. So the problem is, if you don't foresee mga life's unexpected expenses, di ba? So take for example, you're gonna get married, di ba? Bigla kang may malaking obligation. You are going to have a child soon. Hindi mo na forecast yung magiging gastusin mo, di ba? Or yung active income mo hindi pa secure. You may be having a good income for the past 2 months and then you jump into property na agad. Yung pala after 3-4 months, hindi pala steady yung income mo. So magiging unpleasant your buying experience. So I want to remind everybody that you have to be financially ready. Meaning talagang medyo may excess na. Medyo nakakagaan ka na sa buhay. Hindi mo na pinoproblema yung mga little things like Meralco. And you know, I have an upcoming 10-week, plug ko na nga lang din. I have an upcoming 10-week masterclass na lahat ng posibleng question at lahat ng gusto mong mga learn to become a property investor, we will tackle it. 10 weeks to. So it's 1 hour per week. 1 hour per week running for 10 weeks. Kasi gusto ko rin na ayoko ng 2-day seminar. Pag 2 days kasi, parang ang dami in one go. So I decided I'm gonna do it slowly for the next 10 weeks. 1 hour, 1 lesson. Next week, 1 lesson. Next week, 1 lesson. So I just want to share with you that there's a link there, bit.ly/CDY workshop, small letter Y, then workshop. You go there, you will be invited to a free preview of this 10-hour masterclass. So if you're listening on the recording or on live, check this out. We will be para kang nag-crash course on property. I just want to share with you the good news, no, na we're gonna talk about that. So going back to financially not ready, you know, actually the best time to buy property is when you're single. Bakit? Kasi yung gastusin mo hindi pa masyadong malaki, the obligations, di ba? You just need to make sure that medyo excessive na yung monthly income mo. Kung hindi man excessive, meron ka nang naitabi. But personally, I think for property success, especially if you buy from the developers, yung mga hulug-hulugan, at least yung monthly income mo medyo significant. Yan. Wait lang, na-close ko yung window by accident. Di ko makita yung mga comments niyo. Ayan. The link is not working. Okay. Clarissa, very good that you mentioned bit.ly/capital CD, small y, capital W, workshop. capital W. Di bale? If a flash ni Sean on the screen later. Yan, di bale? I will type, hindi, pwede ko pala i-type dito. Bit.ly small letter Y. Yun, lumabas na. Thank you, Sean. Very important for me is yung active income. That every month in excess ka, meron kang surplus. And your success to pay off the property is higher. You know, some people will say, di bali, Sir Carl, I'm relying on the rental para mabayad yung utang ko sa bank. And sometimes I tell them na hindi sigurado na you have a renter. So you have to make sure that your strategy is dependent on you alone. Bonus na kung may renter ka. And actually, I want to share with you nga na itong pandemic na to, alam natin maraming na-affect na ating mga friends na Filipino, even those overseas, at na-affect yung property investment nila. Kasi na-affect yung income nila, and then they bought 2, 3, 4 properties at the same time. So aside from yung income nila na-affect, yung overall property market na-affect din eh. Kasi kumonti ang renter. And if you're gonna analyze, I'll guide you. Bakit nga ba kumonti ang renter sa property? Aba, syempre, wala na nag-work. So lahat ng mga nag-rent because of their office, they have to go home to their house. Kasi quarantine, di ba? Balik na lahat sa probinsya or sa bahay nila na medyo malayo. So yung mga renters ng condo, medyo significantly na lessen. So ma-affect yung, if your property is up for rent, ma-affect ka. So this pandemic really painted a picture of a worst case scenario. And sa lahat ng nakikinig dito, I think if you can hurdle this pandemic situation with your property na na-affect yung income mo, na-affect yung renter, you should be standing strong in the next few years pag nag-bounce back na. So this is a very good learning opportunity for everybody. And if your guys are out there listening, na-affect yung property nyo, nagkaroon kayo ng hard feelings with your developer kasi sa delay. So these are the things that you have to be ready for. Ito mga possibility. So I just want to share them din na marami rin na-disappoint as a sad because their project is delayed. Yung building na dapat pinramis this year, na delay to next year or more. So yun lang. Unfortunately, ayaw rin naman natin masyadong magsisi sa developers because talagang hindi rin sila nakapag-construct. So during easily a 6-month window na zero construction during last year's quarantine. And right now, hindi pa rin sila maka-full blast. So it will really affect the turnover of the building. So you have to be financially ready for these things. So always remember my last message about this one is property is not to give you money. That's the job of your active income. Property is not to give you money. That's the job of your active income. Property is a storer of your money. Property is a way to grow your money. Meaning, meron ka ng existing ipon. Diba? Krister Dacoms, parang nakarelate ang sinabi ko sa iyo. So, thank you. Alam nyo guys, I want to plug, no? I have a Facebook community called, i-search nyo na lang, Creating Wealth Real Estate Carl D. Okay. I think in mga 2 weeks, I will do another Facebook show and we're gonna talk about yung mga problems naman, yung mga delayed turnover, yung mga nawalan, paano yung mga gusto mag-cancel, ano mangyayari sa pera mo. Maraming OFWs na they're in that situation and I wanna guide you. Okay. I'm using the word guide because I cannot help you. I cannot magically make Utos the developer to do this for you, but I can guide you how to navigate through this stressful time of your property investing, di ba? Sabi nga nila in life, it's all about reacting or responding. What's the difference? Reacting means nagpapanik ka parang, hala, hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. I don't know what to do. Hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. Nagre-react ako. But responding is, okay, kalmado ka. You know what's happening. Medyo naisip mo na potentially mangyari to. You know how to manage your emotion. You know how to manage lahat ng action mo. We don't want you to become Ayaw natin mag-trending ka sa social media, di ba? Kasi, alam mo naman, pag nasa bad mood tayo, baka may masabi tayo, and we kinda, alam mo naman, when we're in a bad mood, we kinda say things na we eventually regret. So just go to my Facebook community, Creating Wealth, Real Estate, Carl D. And if you can find it, there's also a page there. I think it's a welcome lang, wherein you will get the free book, how to rent out your condo. 6 steps to renting out your condo. Anyway, hindi siya kasali sa script ko, pero nakwento ko lang sa inyo sa mga gustong maabangan yung next na Facebook about how to navigate through these stressful times. Moving on, number 2, not studying the cons. Meaning not studying the... Teka lang, are you guys enjoying? If you're enjoying, just go to the chat box and say, I'm learning, I'm enjoying. Thank you, Sir Carl. Dumadami yung mga listeners natin. So guys, this is also recorded. If you missed the first part, just come back to the Bounce Back show after. Nandito lang to. Number 2, not studying the cons. Ang downside kasi talaga natin, sometimes when we're amateur or newbie, we just ask, paano ba ako kikita dyan? Sir Carl, magkano bang returns dyan? Magkano ba yung kinita ng isang kaibigan ko dyan? Lahat all about the pros. Diba? Walang masama doon asking about the pro because that's your strategy. But it's also very important to ask what are the problems. Diba? For example, nag-pandemic na nga diba? Kaya nga, alam na natin what are the cons, diba? Salamat sa lahat ng message. I'm encouraged. Arjan, CG, Yana, Ralph. You guys are such an active group. Nakaka-encourage. So, not studying the cons. Like, ano ba mga cons? Here. Hansel Tuason, hello. Number 1 cons is, what if ma-affect yung income ko? Actually, during the pre-pandemic nga, parang ang hirap i-share tong mga to Kasi hindi na ayaw maniwala yung mga tao. They only want to hear the good side. But itong pandemic has really taught us to balance out, to understand and analyze the good and the bad. Okay, what are the cons that happens in property? Number 1, personal cons. What if hindi ako makabayad? What if something happens to my family and hindi ko na mabayaran yung installment? Yes, guys, I'm telling you, that's part of your game plan. That's part of your strategy. In fact, it should always be there. Diba? Meaning, nagbabayad ka ng hulog-hulugan, 15,000 a month. You have to be clear in your mind na after 1 year, 15,000, 180,000 na yung exposure mo. That is your risk. Diba? Should something happen to you after 1 year, you cancel, you lose your 180,000. Ganun talaga. Diba? But it's okay. Kumaga parang bet kasi yan Pumusta ka to make money, but if personally you are unable to pay at some point, I will say this gently, it's at some point our fault pag hindi tayo makabayad. Diba? So, it can happen. I just want to let you know na it can happen and you always just have to exit. Like kami ng wife ko, whenever we have properties, it's always there. Okay, itong binibili natin na property is 50,000 a month. If something should happen next year at hindi ko mabayaran to, then I will cut. And I will lose the money. Ganun talaga. That's life. But you're ready. So you don't get stress drill on when that happens. But nothing bad about this, guys. This is what you call risk management. And when you talk to the Taipans, the tycoons, lagi yan in their strategy. I have a message from Jim Lin. That's a good point, Sir Carl. I have a question. Uy, I love this question. Sige, I love questions kasi this can help the other listeners, no? If the target date of turnover of the pre-selling condo will be delayed, will it also adjust the date of applying for bank financing? Jim Lin, that is a very good question. Very, very good. I'm gonna answer it as gentle as possible. And pag yung sagot ko, guys, hindi nyo type, huwag kayong magagalit sa akin. Minsan kasi, meron akong humihingi sa akin ng advice. Siyempre, real talk tayo, di ba? I tell them the real talk. Mamaya galit na sila sa akin. Bakit naman ganun, Sir Carl? Bakit naman ganun? Hindi naman kami fair yun. So, but I just tell them the real talk, di ba? Not the sales talk, real talk. Yes, Jimlin, actually, kung na-delay yung building, okay, it is morally right for the developer to adjust it also. Di ba? Morally right. But they're not at some point really required to unfortunately. Parang yung computation kasi natin sa computation, if you look at it, wala naman nakalagay doon na, unless na meron wala naman nakalagay doon na lump sum is dependent on the turnover. Nakalagay lang doon is 36 months to pay, payment is on August 2025. So, hindi talaga siya parang, I think, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong if there are lawyers here, I think it's, hindi siya, how do I say it, hindi siya safe expectation na it will automatically move yung lump sum mo. But a lot of developers right now, I've been hearing, they're morally adjusting it also para naman hindi masyado mabigat sa buyer. But not all schemes are connected to the turnover. Pag sinabi sa'yo na 2 years to pay, kailan matatapos yung building? O in 2 years. Minsan it doesn't necessarily mean na connected yun. Pwede hindi matapos yung building, pero yung scheme mo, 2 years to pay pa rin. Alright? So, I'm telling you this, guys, just so you can be mentally prepared and not panic, not be reacting but responding. So, what do you do pag ganun? Just send the developer a message, politely ask them, hi, is it okay that we ask for a 6 months allowance because na-delay tayo and I'm really counting na, also I can buy time para hindi naman ako magbayad ng bangko agad ng interest at this point na hindi pa tapos yung building. Some developers will say yes, some developer will say no. But the point is, we cannot control others. We can only control ourselves. So we try. Salamat, Jimlin. That is a wonderful question. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking that question. So just communicate with your developer. If they don't reply, unfortunately, minsan isipin mo na lang na swamp din sila and you just keep on messaging. What are the other cons? What if walang mag-rent? That's also a possibility. Diba? Kasi may narinig ko minsan, Sir Carl, bibiling ko to. And then after 3 years, yung tenant yung magbabayad dun sa monthly amortization ko sa bank. Tama yun. That's a good strategy. But you have to prepare na what if walang mag-rent during that time? And it's happening now sa pandemic. No? So, nothing wrong with it. I still think that property is good for rental income, passive income. Timing lang talaga. Ngayon talaga, people are just not moving around. And people will ask me, Sir Carl, bakit ganyan? Kala ko ba rental property is good? And I would have to politely explain to them na, I think property is good for rental except ngayon talagang wala talagang nagtatrabaho sa business district. So wala rin nagre-rent kasi lahat sila sa bahay nila sa Santa Rosa, sa Bulacan, di kasama parents nila, di ba? So it's an unfortunate situation. But ang solution dyan is #kapit lang. Kapit lang tayo. I think should be unti-unti, dahan-dahan bumabalik na, di ba? If you go to the malls right now, parang dami ng tao, di ba? Parang wala ng pandemic. Pero ingat pa rin, mask pa rin, face shield, and alcohol. And I just want to share with you guys, I just have a doctor friend. Aside from the face, yung pagkalat pala ng sakit is through your hands. If you don't alcohol as much, di ba? So, hawak-hawak tayo, and then we touch our nose, dun siya nahahawa din. So, nakamask ka nga all the time, pero pag uwi mo, hinawakan mo ilong mo, yung kamay mo, naghawak ka. So, alcohol lang. Hindi naman masyadong mahal yung alcohol vis-a-vis you getting sick. So, that's what you call the risk versus reward. The risk of you not alcoholing is such big thing, di ba? Pero pag nag-alcohol ka, gumastos ka sa alcohol, di ba? Mukha kang overacting, pero the reward naman is for you to be free from COVID. And of course, free you up from unnecessary hospital expenses, which is medyo malaki din. So, a few more cons is construction delay. Yung na-mention na nga, what if magkaroon ng delay, which is happening now. And also, we want to taper down expectation. Minsan kasi syempre, hindi mo na masisi yung mga salespeople natin, mga kaibigan natin na salesman, they tend to overpromise, di ba? Okay lang naman. Hindi naman nila kasalanan to overpromise kasi they're doing sales talk. They will promise you a lot of things. And sometimes hindi naman sadya kasi minsan yung mga sales talk, mga sales people natin dyan, mga bata din, mga young people, and then they just follow a script. Ang kailangan natin makontrol is hindi dapat tayo maniwala basta-basta. Diba? Hindi yung sabi niya, sir, after 2 years daw, mabibenta ko to and I will make 2 million. Okay lang na sabihin ng salesperson sa yon, but ikaw mismo, you analyze and say, that is a nice to have, pero I think a return of 300,000 is more realistic. And it depends pa yan kung may bibili. You know, I always get this question na, Sir Carl, okay ba ang flipping? Diba? Kagayahin ko yung kaibigan ko, bumili siya nung pre-selling at after 3 years, binenta niya sa market. I tell my friends and my clients na that is a risky strategy. Why is it risky? Because after 3 years, you cannot predict, you cannot guarantee na may bibili. May possible, ika nga sa stock market, diba? It's possible, it's probable, it's not impossible, but pwedeng hindi mangyari. And I just want to share with you guys a little bonus. You know naman the Chinese Pogo, diba? They came here, mga kailan ba, starting 5-6 years ago, and they stayed siguro 3-4 years, and there was a property boom. So if yung kaibigan mo bumili ng 8 years ago at na-turnover siya nung dumating ang Pogo, then maganda yung timing niya. Kasi ang Pogo, guys, I want to share with you another insights so you know how to analyze. No? Ang Pogo kasi, when they arrived in the Philippines, talagang they were ready to buy. They were ready to live. Wala silang bahay sa Bulacan na uuwian. Talagang they are ready to rent. And because nga they came from China, na naturally mas mahal ang property, nung nakita na yung property dito, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Ang mura. Bili ako ng marami. So lahat ng mga bumili 8 years ago, and they were able to capture the Pogo market, they were able to make that money. But if you're buying, let's say now, hindi siya guaranteed. Diba? Unless na after 3-4 years, meron na naman something na mangyari na boom, and jackpot ka na naman. So I'm not discouraging you guys. I'm just saying na it's not guaranteed. It can be a strategy. Diba? Like for us, in our company, we still invest in properties na ganun, knowing na hindi guaranteed after 3-4 years. But it's a probability. Diba? Kunyari kami, sige, hindi, we're analyzing na in 4 years magkakaroon ng boom eh. We're analyzing na in 4 years, digital currency will happen. We're analyzing na by the time there will be more tourism happening sa Philippines, sa dami ng airport na bago. So we're making a bet today para in 3 years, ika-capture namin. So that's another strategy. Okay ba kayo? Busog na ba sa tip number 2? Can you type busog if you're getting a lot of information? Number 3 mistake to avoid, not asking the right question. Not asking the right question. Ano ibig sabihin na not asking the right question? Okay, example. If you're buying a property, marami kang pwedeng don't keep on asking, kikita ba ako dyan? Magkano returns ko? I mean, if you ask a salesperson those kinds of questions, you can almost expect na yung answer is positive. Diba? Arjan, busog. Diba? But I want to train you guys to ask the difficult questions. Diba? Number 1, pag nag-turnover na ba yan? Nandyan na ba lahat ng babayaran ko sa computation? Ay, hindi pa sir. Meron pa po mga transfer charges na wala dyan. Ayun, yun na. Diba? So, nabawasan na kita ng stress kasi you ask the right question. Then you probe further. Wala pa sa computation yan. Magkano ang magiging parang taxes ko? Mga 3%. O magkano yan? Mga 400,000. O sige, buti na tanong ko, at least I can prepare for it. How about pag nag-deposit ako ng reservation fee, pag nagbago ba yung mind ko, refundable yan. Diba? Ang dami ko na narinig na mga people na they lost their 50,000, their 20,000 because reserve na. And then hindi pa pala sila sigurado. Diba? In fairness naman to the developer, of course, they're running a business. They're not running a parang ganun na laro-laro, di ba? So if you reserve and they make an effort to reserve the unit, they will not create a system na kailangan nila ibalik yung money. That's why it's non-refundable. And tatanungin mo rin, pag nag-turnover ba yan, may association dues, di ba? Ang dami kong mga friends na Ay, Sir Carl, di ko alam. Meron palang monthly dues yan. Kasi hindi nasabi ng ahente ko eh. Hindi nasabi ng ahente. Again, if you do that sentence, you're blaming another person. So the right sentence is, ay, hindi ko natanong yung question na yun. Di ba? We always look at ourselves. Di ba? Um, after ng turnover, may mga deposit ba yan sa Meralco? Magkano association dues? Kung meron bang property tax na ibabayan ako sa government, of course, meron. Di ba? That's property. How about ito, last one. How about if I loan from the bank? Ma-approve kaya ako? Diba? I have so many people come to me and say, bakit ako na-disapprove? Sabi nung developer, ma-approve ako. Kasalanan ng developer yan, di ako na-approve. Hindi. Kasalanan din natin yan. Kasi kung yung pinakita mo na document sa bangko, kulang, naturally the banko will not approve you. Guys, ito lang a little power tip on if you guys are listening and you're about to make a bank loan. If you want to go to the bank to borrow 4 million pesos, you have to show the bank na you have the capacity to pay. Meaning, papakita mo yung certificate of employment mo, papakita mo yung laman ng account mo sa banko, papakita mo yung pay slip mo, all to show the bank that you can pay. Then people will come to say, pero Sir Carl, may collateral naman na property, dapat good na yun. The collateral is just a guarantee. It does not show na you are able to pay for that utang. So that's two different things, diba? So I've just taught you another question para hindi kayo ma-stress. And I wanna also share with you na ang credit card bill ay hindi proof of income. Ang credit card bill ay proof of utang. Diba? You get the point, diba? Just wanna, kasi I've seen people say, Sir Carl, pinakita ko yung credit card ko eh. 5 nga yung credit card ko. Ang tataas ng limit ko. Sir Carl, bakit di ako in-approve? Ang taas ng limit ng credit card ko. Credit card shows debt, utang. It does not show income. Alright? So on that note, guys, I just taught you how to get your bank loan fast. We can talk about this longer in my masterclass, which I will talk in a bit. No? Number 4, I'm over time na. We have Avida waiting to present. Number 4 is walang follow-up in execution. Ito, simple lang naman. If you have a property na paparent mo, of course, you have to renovate it. You have to make it nice. Number 1, renovation. You have to make it nice. Number 2, you have to advertise it. Diba? You have to advertise. You have to let the world know na for rent siya. And then number 3, pag may nag-inquire sa property mo, kailangan ma-engage mo ng tama. Kailangan yung ma-feel nila na, you really are there wanting to do business with your potential tenant. Ang dami ko na rin nakausap na unit owners who come to me and say, Sir Carl, yung unit ko wala pa nag-rent. Grabe, 6 months na. And I ask, what are you doing about it? Sinabi ko dun sa agent ko, kailan? 1 year ago. May picture ba siya? Wala yata eh. Meron ba siyang information about your unit? Wala yata eh. Nagme-message ba kayo na may inquiry? Hindi rin eh. Most probably, she is not working on it. Diba? Again, we do not blame them, but we look at ourselves. Are we constantly reminding our agents, rent out mo naman yung unit ko. Ito, some pictures na bago, galing lang ako sa unit. Magkano ba ang upahan dyan? Sige, gawin mo na yung price natin, competitive. Instead of 30,000, 29,000 para mauna tayo. So, that execution is a continuous work para ma-rent out yung property. And if your property, let's say, 3 years old, 4 years old, kailangan natin i-refresh yan. Kailangan a fresh coat of paint, change some of the old beddings. Para sa new tenant, it will feel new. Alright? So, there you go. Number 1. Ano ba yung number 1 ko? Financially, be ready. Study all the bad things. Ask the right questions. Do not blame everybody. Do not say, hindi naman niya sinabi sa akin eh. We always say, hindi ko na itanong eh. And no follow-up execution. So for those na kakarating lang, this is my last slide. I just want to share with everybody na sa sobrang dami nagtatanong sa akin about property. And it's different categorization. So sobrang iba-iba ng mga questions. I was able to make an outline for a 10-week real estate masterclass. The first in the Philippines setting na masterclass. 10 weeks. Okay, bakit siya 10 weeks? Pwede ko siya gawin in 2 days eh. Pero I think it will not be effective if I do it in 2 days kasi ang dami in one go. So we're gonna do slow burn. Once a week, I'm gonna teach you, like first week, we're gonna talk about mindset. Second week, talk about um, how to acquire. What are the things na kailangan mo malaman to buy? And then we're gonna talk about how to renovate. On the next week, how to rent it out. Para ano bang kailangan mo gawin para ma-rent out. I'm gonna talk about build and sell. I'm gonna talk about flipping. Ano bang what to watch out for. And this is not the good things. These are all the good and the bad thing na kailangan mo malaman. So you know the right questions to ask. Alright, you can see more of this in the bit.ly, which nilagay din ni Sean sa comment box. So just go there, naka-outline na dun yung 10-week masterclass course. It's also recorded. Sabi sa akin ng organizer, Sir Carl, gawin mo ng live 2 days, walang recorded. Sabi ko, no, I want it recorded para pwedeng balik-balikan ng audience. And also, I understand that there are some busy people na hindi sila available on that specific day. I want them to be able to watch it kahit pag-uwi nila. Like yung mga doctor natin na attendees, hindi sila necessarily available on certain dates. That's why it's recorded. 10-week session, I think it's gonna start end of the month. Pero this Friday, if you sign up, you'll be invited again to a free preview. Free 30-minute preview. Walang bayad yun. Basta you have to sign up your email there so you get the invitation to the link. Alright, so nag-overtime na ako. Naparami ang kwento ko. Okay ba kayo? Did you learn something today? Please say thank you. Sir Carl, if you learned something today. Aster, are you ready? How do we do this? Okay, Sean, wag na tayo Okay, Hi, Aster. Let me play the video again of Avida. Then you can take over and do your presentation about Nuvali. All right, Sean,
Okay.
back to you. Aster, I'm gonna introduce you. Guys, for all the listeners here, both live and recorded, you know, people ask me, Carl, saan ba maganda mag-invest? Yeah, you can do double screen with Aster, Sean. Saan ba maganda mag-invest? And I just want to share with you, personally, I think you should study New Valley. Look at it, study it, watch out for it. It's lupa. Lupa is good right now. And it's a growing area. May skyway, may infrastructure, may mga eskwela. So take a look at it. And Aster, Aster
Yes,
will be
sir.
inviting you later to a Viber group wherein that's where you will get more of the information, the brochure, the computation. Aster will just do a general presentation. Aster, take it away.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Okay, I'll just share my screen po. Ayan. Ayan. So, again po, thank you, Sir Carl. And thank you po sa mga new learnings po na shinare niyo sa amin kanina. And also, thank you po for having me tonight. So, Avida morning, everyone. And I know it's evening, but in sales po, lagi tayong good morning. So, by the way, I'm After Ballesteros of Avida Land. And tonight, yan, I will share with you one of the good investments po that you can have. So first, let me show you the Nuvali development. And I know most of you po are familiar with Nuvali. Yan. And I guess all of you naman po is nakapunta na po sa Nuvali. And you know how beautiful po yung development natin sa Nuvali. So Nuvali po is Ayala Land's legacy and it's Ayala Land's flagship Eco City po. Yan. So, Nuvali po is Ayala Land's largest sustainable estates development. So, this is a thriving hub po of residential, commercial, and institutional establishments. And since it has launched 10 years ago, yeah, Nuvali has become a popular home search destination in south of Metropolis. Also, a retreat from the hazards of urban living in the fast-paced lifestyle has become necessity for many, and especially po nung nagka-pandemic, yan. That is why more and more city dwellers has been looking for the suburban living as a viable options where they can live a more balanced lifestyle po. And that is why New Valley po is the perfect place to live in. Yeah, it distinguishes itself as an eco city with a healthy mix of nature and modern living experience that encourage po a healthy and well-balanced lifestyle. Yan. So, going to Nuvali po, yan. So, it is just an hour drive from the city center, so you can experience everything in Nuvali has to offer. So, especially po, we have the South Luzon Expressway and also the newly opened Cavite Laguna Expressway. So, this will drive traffic to Nuvali and will shorten our travel time po, go and through from Nuvali po. Yan. If you do business po in Makati, BGC, or in Alabang, yan, it is roughly 30 to 60 minutes drive na lang po. And for clients who travel most of the time or who is based abroad, yan, this is only 54 minutes na lang po to NAIA terminals. Yan, so very accessible na po si Nuvali. And yan po, the one that you can see on the screen po is the whole Nuvali map. Yan, so I guess familiar, parang may kamukha po yung map natin sa Nuvali. Shaped like a Philippine map po. Yan. So this is our Nuvali map. So Nuvali is also divided into three. Yan. We have the north, the central, and south. Yan. So from north po, most of our commercial activities and primary business district are located in Nuvali North. So we have there the Evo Living Center and also the Lakeside Evo Zone where it houses for a few office buildings designed to meet the special demands po of IT and BPO companies. And also, we have the Solenad Mall. So, sa Solenad Mall, mayroon na pong Solenad 1, 2, and 3. So, yan po. And also, located din po sa Nuvali North, we have the Seda Hotel. And then, the SNR and Qualimed Hospital po. So, yung hospital po natin is a 100-bed capacity po. And also, as you go central and south naman po, doon na po natin makikita yung mga residential developments and educational establishments po in Nuvali. Yan. Yan. So for the imagine your kids po na imagine your kids as you move into your new home po in Nuvali, you won't have to travel far to reach their schools as we have the Savior School and Everest Academy and Miriam College are all within reach. And also approximately we have around 2,000 students na po dito sa mga schools na pa. And also aside from the schools, yeah, Nuvali also encourages a healthy, well-balanced lifestyle and offers a nature amenities po such as 35 kilometers mountain bike trails, also a multi-function lake, hiking path, and a wildlife and bird sanctuary. And also it has the camp and team building and camping grounds po. So this is also we have the famous po kung nakapunta na din po sila dun sa Republic Wakeboarding, yan, the world-class wakeboarding destination. So yan po yung mga meron tayo sa Nuvali and the presence of all these establishments and institutions paired with the completed upcoming infrastructure developments makes Nuvali an ideal place to live in po. Yan. So the growth is also evident in terms of take-up and residential developments in the area. So I guess po, masasabi natin si Nuvali po is one of our dream home location. Yan. So, by numbers naman po, this is just to give you an idea po. Yan, Nuvali has around 10,000 residents na and with people traffic averaging to 55,000 daily. Also, it provided a 7,000 jobs and around 320 merchants na po. Yan. So now let's proceed naman po. Yan. Let me introduce you to Nuvali communities. Yan. We have a range of living options for every Nuvali resident, provide the freedom to enjoy and come home to a safe and peaceful neighborhood set against a refreshing scenery. Yan. So as we all know, Nuvali po is Avida po is under Ayala Land. So this Ayala Land is a very trusted developer na po. Yan. So, currently po, si Avida have 9 successful project launches na po inside Nuvali. And meron po tayong 2 projects na newly launched lang po this year. And also, we have 7 live communities with around 5,909 units turned over na po. Yan. So, we can guarantee po the value appreciation of your investments over time. And ano po, I know that you will agree with me when I say Nuvali is an ideal place to raise a family po. Yan. So, as you can see po yan, ito po yung mga existing projects po natin para po makita nyo kung gaano po yung nag-appreciate yung investments po ninyo sa Nuvali. Yan. So, for the first project, this was launched last 2017. Yan. And, yan. Dito na pala tayo. Yan. So this is launched last 2007 with the launch value po of 8,000 per square meter. So that is the first project po ni Avida inside Nuvali. And right now po, current value niya is 28,000 per square meters na po. So yung investment po ng mga clients nag-appreciate na po sa 250%. Yan. So also po yung latest project po natin which is the Southfield Settings Nuvali naman po. Launched last 2014, yan, ilang taon lang po, nag-appreciate na din po siya at 67%. Yan, so all of these projects po, na existing projects po natin, are sold out na. Yan, so it is really true that investing in real estate is already a legacy for generations po. And because of the success of these projects, Avida launched its newest sequel po to the Estate series. Yan. This one is the Aberdeen Estates Nuvali po. Aberdeen, nilaunch lang po siya last April. Yan. Last April lang po. And in the span of 2 months, we already sold around 190 units na po out of 223 released units. Yan. So, live in a thriving address for an elevated lifestyle at Aberdeen Estates Nuvali. And so this is the site development map of Aberdeen. Yan. So here is the main entrance, the view, the amenity area, and also we have the view of Tagaytay Ridge and then the view of Mount Makiling po. Yan. So, and then, yan. This will be the Aberdeen community. Yan. So, just always remember, we are not just buying the unit, but also we are investing in the community and also for our future in a sure and secure community po. And this one po, this is the artist perspective of Aberdeen main entrance. Yan, you can see how beautiful po yung development po ni Avida. And also po, this is the amenity area. Yan. So in amenity po, we have the adult and kiddie swimming pool, basketball court, play equipment, clubhouse, open spaces, and linear parks po. So you can enjoy po na parang nagbabakasyon lang din po kayo sa, no, sa bahay niyo po sa Nuvali. Yan. So, Aberdeen po will be turned over by December 2025. So that's why we can still avail po na longer pay term po in Aberdeen once you invest po in this property. So again, this is owned and developed by Avida Land Corp po. And also the one that you can see on the screen po is the availability po ng mga lots po natin sa Aberdeen. So yung mga naka-green po, yan pa po yung mga available natin. So as you can see, almost sold out na po agad in the span of 2 months lang po. So you can, and just to give you an idea on the sample computation naman po, yan. This is at 158 square meters lot at 5.5 million po. So if you decided po to reserve a unit, and decided to avail the pay term with the 10% spot down payment, it will be around 518,000. And then another percent po i-stretch natin into 42 months. Yan, yung monthly po is around 13,500 na lang po. And 80% will be through bank financing. And if ever po gusto po nila is no spot down payment, we can stretch po yung down payment na 20% into 36 months naman po. So yung down payment nyo into 36 months is only around 30,900 po. And 80% is through bank financing na 4.65 million po. Yan. So this is a good investment since we are encouraging you po na to invest in this property since po this coming 12 days, yan, magkakaroon na po tayo ng price increase. So 5%, we will be having a 5% price increase na po kay Aberdeen. So in the span of 2 months po na upon launching, yan, yung investments po ninyo will appreciate na po sa 5%. So ganyan po kabilis yung value appreciation po natin kapag nag-invest po sila kay Avida. Yan. And also po, investing po in Ayala property, yan po. Yan po is a good investment po talaga and a decisions for you to make. And just to give you an idea po on the existing development na po inside Nuvali ni Avida. So here is the photos po of our existing project. Yan. So this is the Hillcrest Estates Nuvali. So pareho po silang estate development and almost magiging same lang din po yung community din po natin. So this is the main entrance. So we are sure and secure po na we have the 24/7 security po inside inside the Avida properties. And if you have encountered na din po, hindi po kayo basta-basta din po papapasukin ng guard. If ever po wala talagang confirmation sa loob po na may bisita po silang dadating. So hindi po sila nagpapapasok po ng basta-basta po. And also for the clubhouse, yan po yung existing clubhouse natin. And then for the swimming pool naman po. So we can see how beautiful po yung development ni Avida. Yan. So this is the basketball court po. Yan. So we encourage everyone to reserve your unit now at Aberdeen Estates Nuvali and take advantage of the launch price po since it will be having a 5% price increase on July 19 po. Yan. And also, you can still avail po of the longer pay term na being offered. Yan. So again po, please go to bit.ly Carl D Property Viber po if you have any questions po or mga concerns po na pwede po namin i-share sa inyo. Yan.
Thank you.
Sir Carl?
Hey,
Yeah.
Aster, salamat. You can close your share screen.
Yes, sir.
So, guys,
Yes, sir.
for those who are not in the market for property, yung mga hindi nasa market, meaning you're not thinking about it, lahat ng sinabi ni Aster, walang value. Meaning, it's not relatable to you kasi nga you're not in the market eh. You will find it as a sales talk.
Mhm.
Kung ano man yan, it's not relatable to you. But if you are in the market right now, I'm coming as a property investor. I'm coming as a property investor who's made profits in property. I want for those who are staying here and watching to the end, na nasa market kayo, you have excess liquidity right now, you're looking for something, take a look at New Valley. I'm not saying you buy there, I'm just saying take a look. Because kami, we are heavily invested in that area. Kwento ko lang guys, yung mga nandito pa that are in the market. If you're not in the market, then all the information I'll be saying is not relevant. If you're in the, we entered New Valley 2007. 1.85 million, Aster. 1.85 million. Bahay at lupa to.
Yes, sir. Ngayon wala nang
One point,
ganyan.
yeah, 1.85 million bahay at lupa. Alam mo ano, and we were
Mhm.
paying 30,000 a month. The mindset ng family namin is, since mahilig tayo mag-staycation, kaysa yung bayad, nilagay natin
Mhm.
sa hotel at mawawala lang, bilhin na lang tayo ng isang bahay na 1.85 sa New Valley. That was 2007. My kids were still small. So every long weekend, we would go there, magbabike kami, create so much memories, magluluto sa bahay,
Yeah.
bonding kami in our small tiny house. 'Di ba? So nakatipid kami sa staycation. Kasi may swimming pool naman doon, may biking.
Mhm.
And siguro mga 3 years ago, that 1.85, we sold it for 5.8 million.
Mhm.
Bahay at lupa. So ngayon, unfortunately, yung 5 million mo, lupa na lang, wala ng bahay.
Opo.
But there's still a lot of room to grow. And if you look back, Forbes Park, Dasma, yung mga kinikwento ni Sir Rex Mendoza. Happy birthday, Boss Rex! Happy birthday! Green Hills, lahat yan nagsimula somewhere. Lahat yan is like this na upcoming. So you know what? I'm gonna end there. If you want to have a further discussion, we'll move it na lang dun sa Viber group kasi nakakaya naman dun sa mga who are not in the market. So maybe one or two or three of you will move to the Viber. I think if you click it with your phone dun sa Facebook, it will go to your Viber automatically. All right? So on that note, Aster, maraming salamat. For all those who are still here listening to us live, please say thank you, Aster, in the comment box.
Mm.
And we hope
Thank you,
to see,
everyone.
yeah, thank you, everyone. We hope to see all those who are interested to know more in the Viber group. Doon na tayo mag-usap ng more details. All right. So on that note, guys, thank you very much, everybody. And I'll see you in the Viber group. Thank you very much. Aster, maraming salamat and good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sean. Back to you.